and get some revs and get some turn on their ball. Sometimes plays into the strength of the batter.
Sri Lanka warming up to backward point, rolling the arms over. That will be the change they make next. Straight again, not as well timed as the Bachchan Ravindra one. And nicely cut off Walalage. Everything okay, just limping a touch after that. So end of the 7th, 52 for 2.
It's just more rolled out the front of the hand, isn't it? Trying to control it more than really rip it. Good bit of work in the deep though.
There's always a little bit to do with confidence as well. He hasn't bowled too much. He's been brought in after Vanidha Hasaranga got injured as well. He's not a bad leg spinner. And also if the right-hander and the left-hander are trying to hit you straight over your head, kind of bring your long on or your long off to the left hand a little bit straighter.
Charitha Sri Lanka. Next bowling option for Sri Lanka. It's match for the tournament. Snappers, photographers all down just to our immediate left pitch side. Shots build up to evening's contest.
It's a huge gap at mid-wicket for Glenn Phillips here. Look for him to knock it in there, either run twos.
Oh, outstanding, outstanding. It was on the bounce at the night gate with the catch, well, the save I should say. It was just short of him. That is a brilliant save.
Exceptional fielding. You can see the desperation. You need that kind of effort in such a crucial game. Full leg dive. Straight in the middle of that hand, into the fingers perhaps, but stands up. Ball in hand, exceptional.
Like I was saying, leg side boundaries here are huge to Glenn Phillips' leg side. Mid-wicket in place. He's quick. He's very quick. Unless he gets something that he can really launch into, be looking to hit it to the left of mid-wicket and run twos.
Would we looking to take one of the offside fielders, maybe short third, short mid-wicket on the leg side?
That'd be a really good option. I guess the only question that Dasan Shanaka would be asking himself is, can he hurt me with a reverse sweep, particularly with the off-spinner around the wicket to the right-hander? You don't want to give him a free look at that. So maybe we'll sacrifice the odd one in there to save a boundary.
So far really tidy from Sri Lanka. Saved 3 in the over, so get away with this delivery. Good tidy start. Push for 2 here. Sure, Ravindra will come back. He will. Still pretty tidy from Charitha Sri Lanka. 59 for 2.
good start. A couple of big overs there, 15 off the second. Blanket just dragging it back. A couple of wickets, Tikshana with one, Shamira with one. Now this is a crucial stage of the game. How they play spin through these middle overs.
New Zealand through the middle overs are the fastest scoring side. Power plays and middle overs are New Zealand's strength. Death hitting, not so much. So this period is crucial for the Sri Lankan bowlers who had to try and get wickets. Well, use of the feet. A big swing through the line at the ball, and my, oh my, that is a very, very big hit.
The key to this shot here, look when he comes down the wicket, his head is so still. He goes out of the box early. Not many boundaries in the world are big enough for Rachin Ravindra when he gets it in the middle.
It's also nice to see a batter using the feet. It's the age of step hitting. So it's just a reminder that if you're a good batter playing many formats of the game, you can apply it to the T20 version as well. Create some momentum, use your feet, change length, hit through the line.
Change of angle now. He's going to go round the wicket, try and stay out of that hitting arc. For Rachin to just hang back in the crease now. He knows that he won't go up and over again. Just like that. It's a classic 1-2, isn't it, from a batter? As soon as you use your feet down the wicket, you know that the bowler's going to be reluctant to throw it up there again in that zone.
A great contact as well. And look at those eyes, following the ball all the way through into that side screen.
Hammered, absolutely hammered straight by Phillips, that one.
Yeah, this has been the issue for the leg spinner. It's the length. Doesn't bowl a lot of wrong uns as well. He's got long on, a bit too wide, I reckon. Bring him in straighter. Have the batter try and hit a little bit across the line. A lot of power. How much does Glenn Phillips bench press?
180 kilos. Finchy and a half.
Finchy and a quarter.
Maybe. Sorry, Aaron. It's terribly tough. Tough on that man today. And David Stockley Smith walking out the trophy. Absolutely wonderful to have him with us. $185 is the answer to your question. Is his max. It's a lot, Kumar.
That is a lot. He's quite active on social media, isn't he? Posting his videos. 9 overs gone, 73 for 2, New Zealand.
He's got a very active mind. Ben Phillips, he keeps himself busy with all sorts, whether it be puzzles, board games, little games that he and his wife play when they're travelling, photography, flying. He wants to be a pilot as well now.
He can also sing Miriam Makeba's The Click song, as well as the original.
the wicket of Seifert. The view of that catch, whipped leg side, had very little room to play with.
You can. I've done it before as well. Sitting up here, I know the moment the ball goes that high, you're looking for the wicket keeper. He's too far away. Try and take it on your own. Not to be.
He just didn't have enough time to get his eyes settled. He took off straight away. Key there is if you can get a couple of early yards in.
Phillips, a run of ball 18 for him, 75 for 3.
SPF 30 धूप से 97% तक बचाए, विटामिन सी सीरम बनाए अंदर से ब्राइट। ये है नॉन स्टिकी with no white cast. New Glow and Lovely Bright UV Duo Sunscreen.
मुगल सुप्रीम, घर छोटा बड़ा नहीं, घर महफूज होता है।
अस्करी जबरदस्त करंट अकाउंट खुलवाएं, क्योंकि इस अकाउंट में मिले बेशुमार जबरदस्त सहूलियात, वो भी बिल्कुल फ्री। सब कुछ तो है इसमें।
ये लाइट को भी अभी जाना था। यूनिक है ना, अब खुल के जियो।
Vital Nature's Touch Green और जोश पाक सरजमीन।
एक घूंट में जागेगी खेल की उमंग, चाय और क्रिकेट, वाइटल पियो, जिंदगी जियो।
मुगल सुप्रीम, घर छोटा बड़ा नहीं, घर महफूज होता है।
Out into it now, a little more.
It's the length that's so important. Often as a batter through these stages of the game, start thinking, how's the bowler trying to be defensive towards me? No defence about Jamira right now. He's thinking attack the top of off stump, attack the knee roll of the new batter.
Yeah, I think you may be from both ends. They know that Darren Mitchell is a crucial wicket. Break one here, Sri Lanka right on top. So push for a wicket in the next 2 to 3 overs, then try and rein it back in.
14 wickets in his last 7 T20 internationals this month for Chamir. Run there, nice and tight inside the circle as well.
That's knocking most people over. It's nipping back through the middle stages of the game. It's what you often get on surfaces that are a fraction drier. As soon as the ball starts to get fractionally scuffed up, starts gripping in the wicket slightly, but it's all about the length. And it's a great fight back in the last couple of games as well. You think back to the first couple of overs that he bowled against Australia and Candy. Marsh and Head took him around the park, but then he closed out that game beautifully. Bowled around the wicket to the right-handers, leg cutters mainly. Gets on a roll, starts taking wickets, and he's a genuine wicket taker. He can move the brand new ball, and he's so accurate. anybody around the world going at below 8 and over now. That's serious figures.
Has a tendency to walk towards the bowler early on. Tries the Yorker, just sliding off the pads. Wait, will they for Dasun Shanaka? I don't think he's going. End of the 10th, 75 for 3.
More than 2 lakh grocery items के साथ आपका ऑर्डर
Ahmedabad, the West Indies, big winners over Zimbabwe, take on South Africa, and a huge clash tomorrow night. India need to win against Zimbabwe. Will Alligator continue first time? Kiwis haven't passed 90 in the first 10. Russell Arnold is here.
Look how so far Sri Lanka doing things right. I think that number they need to keep New Zealand down to is around 165. Keep chipping away. Chamira gets that to jag back. Good delivery. Such a shot probably can be played in India where the pitches are flatter. Something happens here, and that's why you need to be careful or more precise in your shot selection.
Chamira has been gun for Sri Lanka right throughout the tournament. If I was Dasun, whenever Chamira comes on to bowl, I would have a slip in. He's been that good.
Always going to be a challenge. First time New Zealand's played in the tournament here in Sri Lanka. Why do you want the slip in?
Especially because Chamira has been so good with its lines and lengths, and you get that feeling that he would get that edge, and you would want Rachin, Daryl Mitchell to get out cheaply if you're Sri Lanka.
Bit of length to deal with. Short. He times the ball beautifully, does Rachin Ravindra.
Overs not having a slip as soon as they came into bat.
He tightens up the end of the over, does Olalege. After 11, after being sent in, New Zealand are 83 for 3.
Madhushank opened the bowling with Velalage's first over was very expensive. Unlike him, there are a couple of very short deliveries that were put away. Made inroads. 6 bowlers used. A need to keep chipping away. Just as Angelo said, a couple more wickets. Then you can put pressure on New Zealand.
Those numbers from Teekshana, just giving away 8 from his 2 overs. Started with a big wicket of Phil Allen, the one that just left him. Well, England were fantastic last night in the chase. The skipper, Harry Brook, he lived 2 classes above anyone else. A couple of straight shots down the ground, an even 100. He is such a talented player, Russ.
Came up the order. Took the responsibility, the highest score of the tournament. Striking at almost 200. It was Harry Brook's high score. 400s already registered.
Taken. Teekshana gets another one. Hands in the air. It's the big wicket of Rachin Ravindra. And once again, the home side fight back.
It was short, asking for trouble. But Rachin Ravindra hit it straight to Dushan Hemanta.
Can you believe it? The 2 wickets Teekshana has got, rank short ones, but a little bit of deviation off the pitch. And the miss hit. He was going along nicely, Rachin Ravindra. 32 of 22. New Zealand keep losing wickets. They're now 84 for 4.
Mark Chapman, the new man of the crease. He's played for Hong Kong, made a T20 ton for them. 19 matches for Hong Kong for Mark Chapman, now representing New Zealand. And they need him at the moment. Teekshana with 2.
Well, unlikely deliveries, but scoring has been hard. Unlike in India, a bit of deviation. Miss hits are there.
And Dasun certainly can have a breather after that drop catch.
Graham! Teekshana unstoppable! Castles Chapman for a dark crowd on their feet. Sri Lanka well and truly on top now.
That was bowled a lot slower by Teekshana. Had to wait for it. The angles was superb. Probably the best off-break delivery he's bowled. It's not his strength, but he goes to it. Straightens down the line. These are massive wickets. Usually close to 100 he's paid, down to the 80s. This is massive. Chapman's a goer today. It's a duck. 84 for 5.
So the New Zealand skipper, Mitchell Santner, comes to the crease. All they've been talking about in Colombo all day is this clash tonight. Sri Lanka need to win to stay alive. And they are doing wonderfully well. So as Russ pointed out, that was about 14 kilometres an hour slower, that delivery, and it got a bit of purchase. Now the skipper has to try and hold off a rampant Tikshana. Chance! Confusion for the Kiwis. They're under the pump.
Brilliant bowling by Mathisha, creating a lot of pressure. Nice Tikshana correction. There you go, getting off to start. Santner but was sent back by Gerald Mitchell. Here you go, the wicket. Chapman had no clue. Bowled a lot slower. Sri Lankan bowlers should look to bowl a lot slower on this wicket.
What a spell this is from Tikshana. He's through 3. He's got 3 for 9. 84 for 5.
And a great time to pick up a wicket. Pick up 2 wickets, in fact. It's the time New Zealand will be looking to accelerate, set that foundation and go from there. Now they got to regroup. They cannot take any chances here and lose another wicket. Great place to be here today, Colombo.
I was out in the streets of Colombo today, Russ, walking around, having a chat to a few people down in the market, and was served some kotu. Local street food was magnificent. There was confidence from the locals that they'd get the job done tonight.
You were walking around talking to people. You crossed me twice and you ignored me both times.
Straight through Daryl Mitchell. New Zealand are crumbling here in Colombo. Home side on fire.
Listen to the crowd. They're falling in a heap, New Zealand. Strong top order, strong middle order. They've been doing really well. But here today, the Sri Lankan spinners, it's not with turn. It's with holding that ball back and the angles. Top knot from Dunit Wellalage. They're 6 down now, New Zealand.
Straight through the defense. What a ball. Went on with the arm. Darryl Mitchell gone for 3. It's 84 for 6.
Conkey comes into the side and comes out to the middle with his team under all sorts of pressure. Last 6 balls, 3 wickets, no run.
Cole McConkey bats at 4. 1100s in T20 in first-class cricket, but bats at 4, so he is a capable player. But the pressure's on. It's a different ball game out there. The captain, he's still to get off the mark too.
Slip in place, Sri Lanka pressing. Again, it's just held back in the hand. That one at just 84.6 kilometres an hour, so really slowed up in the air, the Sri Lankan spinners.
Hanging out there. You want runs? Come at me. That should be the message.
And that's the first run in 8 balls for New Zealand. We have a look at the wicket. Goes on with the arm. Right through the defense of Des Michel. Lots of pressure on Santner now.
Three dismissals have been bowled already in this innings. Started so well. None for 30 from 3, and the home crowd was quiet. Since then, it's been all Sri Lanka.
See, Dunit Wellalage bowling a lot slower. That's the pace that we get a bit of purchase for the spinners.
Confusion again between the wickets. Nothing is working at the moment for the team in black.
But great work. Great work from Charita Salanka, throwing himself around, caused that doubt. Something Sri Lanka need to do is to maintain this energy. For most parts, not only through this World Cup, but even previously, I've noticed they play for a few overs. They're on top of their game. They tend to drift. You cannot afford that today.
Sri Lanka needs to keep attacking. Bring the field up, maybe one more up. Try and get a wicket. Maybe the mid-on up. New Zealand are 86 for 6 after 13.
Just dial the number and press ring.
It's not my game, all this.
You'll ruin this site you put a pipe on here.
He's going to get lynched. I've underestimated it.
All the footy.
These are brilliant moments.
All the drama.
This is special.
And it's all live on Sky Sports.
Net run rate too. What's a tight group? England already qualified. New Zealand need to look at that number as well, so they need to push on, not just for this game, but for their net run rate overall.
Hang on, Howie. Sri Lanka also have to bat. Remember Candy.
They do. 95 all out.
Come on, be positive, Russ.
What is required is being done well. Step by step is what the focus should be on.
Come on, get a slip in. 87 for 6. There's help for the spinners. Have the closing fielders put pressure.
Sri Lanka just keeping it tight.
Well, they needed someone to stand up. Tikshana has for Sri Lanka. We haven't really seen that Robin Hood celebration. Sri Lankans wouldn't mind it as long as he keeps up picking up wickets. Today, he's controlled that ball really nicely. Not only the carom ball, which is effective, he's got that off break working for him too.
Yeah, Mahesh Tikshana has been excellent right throughout for Sri Lanka. 3 overs, 3 for 9. Charita Salanka gets a bit of purchase off the wicket.
New Zealand coming in such a strong position. Strike rate of 10.3, averaging 50.6, but that was all in India, and they hadn't faced this man before on the slower spinning wickets.
Yeah, you take the pace off. In Sri Lankan pitches, something happens all the time. That was the best delivery to Chapman. You can't use those hard hands. Your scoring options will be different. Asalanka also jumping in on the act. Just the 2 runs. So 14 bowled. New Zealand are 88 for 6. We'll all have drinks.
Vitality rewards you for getting active with treats like free cinema tickets. Vitality, your health's best friend.
Because game time is family time. Experience high-speed Wi-Fi on board with Starlink. Free.
Strike rate of 10.3, averaging 50.6, but that was all in India, and they hadn't faced this man before on the slower spinning wickets.
Yeah, you take the pace off. In Sri Lankan pitches, something happens all the time. That was the best delivery to Chapman.
मुगल सुप्रीम घर छोटा बड़ा नहीं घर महफूज होता है
एक एक घूंट में जागेगी खेल की उमंग चाय और क्रिकेट वाइटल पियो जिंदगी जियो
इनको पुराने तरीकों से ऑर्डर करने दें मोर देन 2 लाख ग्रोसरी आइटम्स के साथ आपका ऑर्डर फूड पैंडा संभाल लेगा
Dolan's Premaline No Frost refrigerator range. With its Duo Frost technology, independent cooling system keeps food fresh for longer. Dolan's Premaline, designed for better.
Vital Nature's Touch Green. और जोश पाक सरजमीन.
Olivia hair color. New look, new pack. Olivia. Shukriya.
मुगल सुप्रीम घर छोटा बड़ा नहीं घर महफूज होता है
एक एक घूंट में जागेगी खेल की उमंग चाय और क्रिकेट वाइटल पियो जिंदगी जियो
He takes pace off.
Well, as of now, though, they should stay in the moment, the next 6 overs. I like the fact that there's a slip. Keep picking up those wickets. New Zealand keep coming at you.
It's just like they've taken the air out of the ball. Bowling so slowly. In the mid-80s, doesn't carry.
Well, Makanchi, look at how many shots he tries to play to this. He's got so much time. A little bit of tap dancing as well.
Sri Lanka keeping things tight. Sri Lanka will be happy chasing anything below 160.
Not from here, though. Certainly not 160 from here. From here, they'd be thinking 135, 140.
I think you're right, Russ. If New Zealand can somehow work their way to 130, 135... come off those hard, fast wickets of India, and now they're on a slower wicket that's turning.
This is not holy loop. The drop, the angles. I still think it's a 160, 165 pitch for sure. Make the opposition work hard. That's what you need to do, Sri Lanka. Been so good, especially this man, Theekshana. That's the man. He's been in these type of situations before. Bat deep and try and play a few big shots. It's only the bowlers to come now.
27 balls since the boundary, and a flurry of wickets in there. Brilliantly bowled from Wallalegate. He finishes his 4 with 1 for 27. It's 90 for 6.
एक एक घूंट में जागेगी खेल की उमंग चाय और क्रिकेट वाइटल पियो जिंदगी जियो
ये लाइट को भी अभी जाना था यूनिक है ना अब खुल के जियो
वाइटल मस्क फ्रेशिया खुशबू असल खूबसूरती की
Dolan's Premaline No Frost Refrigerator range. With a convertible zone, switch temperatures from -20 degrees to 5 degrees with a simple touch. Dolan's Premaline, designed for better.
एक धूप में जागेगी खेल की उमंग, चाय और क्रिकेट, वाइटल पियो, जिंदगी जियो।
मुगल सुप्रीम, घर छोटा बड़ा नहीं, घर महफूज होता है।
Just working so well, and of course it's brought the crowd into the game as well.
Yeah, the crowds come in, wanting, hoping Sri Lanka will win and keep their chances of making it to the semis alive. Couple of New Zealand fans as well in there, amongst the horde of Sri Lankan fans, but everyone enjoying the spectacle, enjoying the atmosphere, the music. Sri Lankans know how to watch a game, how to enjoy themselves, and it's made for a great game of cricket.
Going to do here, Panciota, I'm not sure if you're Mitchell Santner, you're out there, so you've got to, you're holding the reins, but what do you do in this situation, bearing in mind the table situation as well?
It can be a really challenging place, because you know that you need more runs. Trying to formulate a plan on the go can often be the most difficult thing. Faced with part-time off-spin that's effective here. A push for two. Nice bit of work in the deep though. Appreciated by the fans again. You need 140, no matter what the surface. Understanding that this is a fraction slower, there's a bit more spin. New Zealand have got good spinning options as well.
That's a decent shot with some good placement. Maybe that'll kick-start.
It's a first boundary in 33 balls. It's a much-needed one for New Zealand. He goes with the turn, doesn't try and fight it to the offside. He gets right across his stumps. The only area that he's trying to target there. It's good batting. Play with the turn.
Probably would have changed angle to round the wicket much earlier in that over. I mean, the strike rates, yes, the odd boundary is good, but you've got to mix it up with rotation of strike as well. Hit the sweepers hard, keep that intent going. And the more you start hitting the gaps, running hard, it brings a bit of momentum into it, it's a bit of rhythm. 16 overs gone, 98 for 6.
नहीं दिखेगा तब भी बिकेगा टोयो नासिक।
A ray of hope. But Shamira has come back into the attack, 2 for 8 from 2 overs. Got two very crucial wickets early. 8 runs per over, need more than that. Flicked over the top of mid-wicket for 6, as easy as you like. Maybe pace will help.
Yeah, pace definitely helps as New Zealand bring their 100 up, 104, but 6 wickets down. Aaron Finch and Oxoke needing 140. And McConkey getting a move on. He's capable. Look with a great record in first class of T20s.
And it's the short side for the right-hander, so you can understand the right-hander saying, right, now's my time to really up the ante. I'll be the one to take the risk from this end. Mitchell Santner, you take him next over. Leg side, short boundary.
Beautifully bowled. Lovely comeback. Look, everything off that. Down by the seaside there, they are having a party and a half. Those that haven't got tickets, they are rocking down at the beach. There'll be no sleep in our hotel tonight. At this point, licked it again, and it's 6 more. Maybe this is the defining over for New Zealand to get something into their game.
Yeah, not great bowling. They talked about a short boundary before, and you can't drift into the pads of McConkey. He's stepping across, trying to make sure that he covers the stumps, gets the ball on middle and off stump or leg stump. The moment he does that, the bowler has to adjust, go wider, take the pace off, make sure that McConkey has nothing to work with.
What's most impressive about that shot is he doesn't try and overhit it at all. Often on really slow wickets, you feel as though you have to blast the ball harder. Just finds the middle of the bat, picks it up beautifully.
Deep mid wicket now is in place, but that means they have to bring one up, and that is the fine leg has come up, so you've got to stay away from that leg stump line. Amira has to be a little bit more accurate, and he is there.
This is what I'm talking about. He's got an extravagant swing of the bat. Just picks it up beautifully, uses his wrist. Pick up a slow ball like that that's just drifting into leg stump. It's nice batting, good controlled batting.
Lowest target defended at this ground in T20 internationals is 116 by South Africa against Sri Lanka. That was some 13 years ago. Might look for 2 here. They're going to have to scamper. No, Chamira does well.
I think the nature of the tournament, the gravity of the situation and the occasion, everyone's playing, looking for a semi-final spot. It's going to make any total a fight to defend, a fight to chase down.
Night to remember. Queued up, bought your tickets, queued up to get into the ground, and we're seeing at the moment paying a big dividend. Loving it. Brilliant.
Change of angle to the right-hander for Chamira. The ball that he's used throughout this tournament. The leg cutters going across the right-hander.
Nicely worked by McConkey. And a little run into the boundary. What a huge over for New Zealand, just to change the tide somewhat. 18 from it. Sanafa's not happy. It's 116 for 6.
Here's a thought. Shouldn't the person that takes all the photos get to be in the photos sometimes, too? Google Pixel 10.
30 more overs like that and New Zealand will start to believe again. Even one more like that gets them up above 130. You get to 140 from here, and these finishing overs, they can take the bowling effort with a bit more confidence, the fielding effort. Captain on strike, back to spin. Wide to start with, it was a quick wide too at that.
Yeah, Thikshan going full, trying to fire it in. Don't really have to do it. When you're a fielding captain, you've got to keep reading the game. You've seen McConkey and Sadler struggle against spin. 5.5 runs through the middle for the loss of 4 wickets, all with spin except for that one brilliant delivery to Glenn Phillips. 6.16 for the innings against spin in terms of economy rates and pace, going at 8.2.
It's a great point you raised, Sangha, about captains towards the end of the innings thinking that they have to go back to pace. So often, if there's ever a big over towards the back end that is spin, people go, why did you bowl spin? But we've seen today it's been so effective right throughout.
Reverse hit, and that's a good one at that. Just the single.
You also watch the two batters, Aaron, and you see how they struggle. You have Hemantha still with a couple of overs to go. And Thikshan, T20 international career left-handers. He bowls well to them over the wicket. He's very restrictive. Around the wicket to lefties, he picks up wickets as well. It's just interesting watching Thikshan construct his over. The first ball was full, wide, trying to make it a Yorker almost. Perhaps it's the pressure of the big over before.
A wee bit the home side. Oh, that's a free hit, and Santner has not missed out. Huge, just losing their nerve a wee bit the home side.
With a couple of overs to go, and Thikshan, T20 international career left-handers. He bowls well to them over the wicket. He's very restrictive. Around the wicket to lefties, he picks up wickets as well.
Was it just dipping below the waist? I think it might have been. He's a tall man, Mitch Santner. Fraction out of his crease. Might have the trousers pulled up a bit higher too with the...
It's not where he makes contact with the ball, it's where it would have hit him on the crease line. That is the rule, because when he made contact it was certainly above waist height. when he was in his stance on that popping crease, was adjudged to be just legal. 19 from the over. Santner's done the job this time round. Wide and through cover for 2. What's Sri Lanka's answer now? 2 overs left, 137 for 6.
"39 runs off the last 2 overs. And credit to New Zealand, they've deepened their batting lineup. They've dropped Jimmy Neesham. Quite a good bat himself though, but McConkey with that first-class record coming in. And with Santner, they've made a big difference.
We weren't looking at those kind of numbers 2 overs ago, were we? And New Zealand can confidently look at around 160 now. Things go well.
That's the nature of T20 cricket, isn't it? You've got to be so precise in your planning, but mostly precise in your execution. Games are won and making those crucial decisions under pressure, executing under pressure. New Zealand better than Sri Lanka in the last 2 overs.
Madashankar goes full, and Cole McConkey works it beautifully down to third man. That's very clever batting. Even the captain is happy with that one. Terrific start to the over again.
Sometimes as a bowler you walk back to the top of your mark and you think, I executed perfectly. You can't do anything better there. But McConkey, he's got a plan, executes it perfectly. Pressure right on Sri Lanka now. Think back a couple of overs ago as the first ball that went out of the park from Chamira. Since then, the whole feeling of the game has changed.
Well, McConkey was the big decision they make. McConkey or Neesham. They've pulled the right rein at this point, have they not? Madashankar, pressure on. They need to break this partnership. Wide. So it's really going on Sri Lanka now. They're not happy with that call. Highest ever 7th wicket partnership in T20 internationals for New Zealand this.
It's pretty harsh. I think there's a limit that the bowler can go in terms of going as wide as he can. He's outside the tram lines. The batter moves so far across. Umpires are usually lenient, but not that usually lenient, but not that lenient.
Over the top of point. The line of attack is quite clear, and McConkey has handled it beautifully. Now the left-hander on strike. What are the tactics now to Mitchell Santner, who has decided that it's got to be big all of a sudden?
I think his plan has to be pace off into the wicket. You've seen any time that there's a length that batters can just swing through the line. That's what we call step and hit. When it's right under the eyes, you can just, on a slow surface, find the middle of the bat and it races away. Take pace out of the surface. There's huge square boundaries to Mitchell Santner's leg side as well.
Beautifully bowled, but McConkey may come back for 2 here. He will. He's quick and makes it with ease.
This is great batting, great presence of mind from everyone. Brilliantly bowled, following the batter. But then the batter's quick to run the 2.
Sri Lanka's top order against New Zealand's most experienced bowlers there, Ferguson and Henry and Santner. At least now they've got something to bowl at, and still 9 deliveries left. You get round 160. That was a dream about 25 minutes ago. A pipe dream. Should be wide as wide, and Santner also missed the boat there. That was a freebie.
Sri Lanka has to hold their nerve. A little bit loose. McConkey brought in to replace Jimmy Neesham. Batting lineup has been deepened, and it has paid dividends to New Zealand. Off to a slow start against the spin, but then suddenly turn of the switch. The accelerator has been
ball again. It's gone over long on with sweet timing. Sri Lanka have started to fall apart a wee bit at the seams here under pressure.
That's the 150 for New Zealand as well. Just talking about Mitchell Santner loves pace on, he loves it full. You can't afford to miss there. You have to go with your odds in your favour. There's so much real estate square of the wicket. There's so much inconsistency out of this surface.
Out of this over, we put up a graphic to say 159. Well, it's 152 for 6. That's a wide, and a big one at that. Shankar has just lost the plot somewhat here.
Yeah, it's a bit scratchy. 55 runs off the last. You got to use the surface, use the facilities, as they say. Ball into the pitch, not much pace. Big boundary on the leg side to the lefty.
There's a half volley, and Santner missed in terms of timing. They'll get 2, at least 2 on the fumble. They may look for 3 on the throw, but no. Sri Lanka, the fielder in the deep, and they've been under pressure on the boundary line as well.
Does the wicket get better in the second half here, Senga?
I'm not sure whether it'll get better, but the one positive for the Sri Lankan batters is it hasn't got worse. You can see that with the fast bowlers on length, on a pitch, even with the spin, yes, it does stick a little bit and turn, but if you're positive and you're willing to take a risk, there are rewards out there. So the Sri Lankan batters can be confident that whether it's 160, 165, they've got no choice. They've got to chase it down. They've got to stay positive, and the pitch will hold fine.
1,000 runs for Mitch Santner. That's a milestone, but that's so far from his mind at the moment. This ballers, though, on the ground for a single. He'll have the strike to the short boundary at the start of the next over. 19 from that one. 156 for 6. 1 to go. Three big overs, and keep your eye on the umpire here, and that's huge. Sri Lanka are so far behind in terms of their time. They have been penalised, another fielder inside the circle, so advantage New Zealand at the start of this over. To bring another player in. Have to have 5 inside the circle instead of the 4. Makes it very tough on a captain and on a bowler.
Yeah, it does, Smithy, but I don't think it's as relevant now because the long boundary is to Mitchell Santner's offside. They can afford to bring the deep backward square, which they have done up inside the circle, because you know that he has to be wide. Can't afford to go anywhere near the stumps.
Can't afford to be too straight on the offside because he's got no protection on the deep. The protection is square of the wicket, really, so he has to go quite wide. That's good. That's perfect.
There's no deep mid-wicket. Long on, extra cover, third man and deep point. So it's pretty obvious what the bowler is trying to do. What is Santner going to do? Step across?
Well, what he can actually do is bring the fielder at short fine leg to mid-wicket just to save anything that's a bottom edge, a shank into the leg side, because if he's bowling wide Yorkers, he's quite irrelevant at short fine.
Straight down the ground and sweetly struck by Santner. 6 and valuable at that, and they're coming at a great rate of knots now for New Zealand.
Toss. It's not easy to put those away. Mitchell Santner. His batting has improved hugely over the last few years.
Partnership 78 from 47 when New Zealand were looking to just bat the innings out. Incredible to think that they could get to this point. 64 runs off the last 20 deliveries. Little touch was there. They're going to ask, I think. They're going to ask. Yes, they are. Keep a very confident bowler. Pretty much so.
We have a review for caught behind. Original decision is not out. It's a fair delivery. I've got split screen here, just roll that through. Gone close to the bat, so we'll just check with ultra edge. His bat's also got close to the ground. Here's there's a gap there. Gap as it's close up. It's through there. A gap between bat and ball as he's clipping the ground. So there's a clear gap between bat and ball. So we'll go back on field to Pally. Pally, stay with your original decision of not out. You're on screen now.
Crowd won't like it, but Rod Tucker has analysed that as the TV umpire and said that the ball was clearly away from the bat. Bat may have touched the ground, but no success there for Sri Lanka. So Santner stays. 3 balls to go. .6 from Chamira. New Zealand, if they could get to 170, would be over the top. Really would. In their dugout. I think they could get to this point. Crashes it out into the point, and it's a long throw from the long boundary. So they'll try and get back, and McConkey's quick enough.
Now, this has been very, very good by New Zealand. They've absorbed the pressure. They've been in real trouble through that middle over period. All at sea against the Sri Lankan spinners. For this partnership, 80 of 49 currently. It's been the redemption of the batting innings.
Batting coach Luke Ronke will have some work to do in terms of the surface, but he'll be thrilled with this partnership now. Another full toss. It could run away for 4. It does run away for 4. That's what happens when you go so offside with the field. You cannot, and Santner's still not happy with the timing. New Zealand knocking on the door of 170 out of nowhere.
And that's that bottom edge shank that I'm talking about. That just dribbles straight to mid-wicket. But because of the penalty that Sri Lanka are under, that races away. Skipper's had some headaches in the last couple of overs. Santner, he goes to 47.
Last ball. Absolute comeback from the dead here for New Zealand. And they finish it on a high. McConkey will be running whatever. Santner on strike. Brilliant catch away to finish for Sri Lanka. Asalanka takes a beauty as he hauls it in, but the damage is done. You would feel Sri Lanka and their fans will celebrate a great piece of work, but what is the real feeling as they walk off here?
Probably a little bit of what could have been, but also taking up the catch shifts the momentum a little bit, perhaps. A bit of confidence for Asalanka as well. The bowler getting a wicket, yes. The boundary there would have been quite the dampener. The attitude of the Sri Lankan batters, but going in, this is going to be a tough fight, a tough chase, but a gettable total.
Brilliant partnership, 84-run partnership between McConkey and Santner, and they were 6 for 84. Got them to a total that they'll back themselves to defend. 70 runs off the last 4 overs.
168 for 7. So the last 4 overs, that will hurt Sri Lanka. You can see their body language a wee bit as they make their way off the field, wondering how this got away. That will lift them, as Umaka Sangakkara says, the last act is Sri Lanka's, and that may just lift them somewhat. But they will be stung somewhat by the last 4 to 5 overs that New Zealand were able to pull off. Santner thought if he got that pass, that was another boundary. Applause from the bowling coach on a pretty good effort that just disappeared a wee bit.
But all credit to the New Zealand batters as well. McConkey and Santner. I mean, they batted out of their skins. They were really smart getting set. And then when they had to go, they took great options and really put the Sri Lankan bowlers under the pump.
Well, those lights suggest I'll be watching this match all around Colombo. The ground is chocker, but so will the city be fever pitched. They'll look at that and think, at one point we had New Zealand on the ropes, and they did. A useful partnership between Ravindra and Phillips threatened to take it away. Then they were both dismissed quickly. New Zealand lost 3 wickets on one score of 84, and they were in disarray. Santner, McConkey, who was the surprise selection somewhat, coming to the fray for the 7th wicket, 84 from 51. Bowling effort was tested, it was successful. What about the options?
Yeah, probably a little bit more of spin rather than the Chamira over. But Madhushanka Velalage, Deekshana Chamira, the Sri Lankan bowlers, the leggy a little bit too expensive for me. But they stuck at it, crumbled away at the back end, but still, it's a gettable total.
Well, one of New Zealand's late heroes was Cole McConkey's downstairs, I believe, with Laura McGoldrick for a quick chat on his way off the park.
Yes, Cole McConkey, well done. A great job with the bat. When New Zealand were in a little bit of trouble when you came to the crease, tell us how you held your nerve out there along with your captain.
Yeah, it's nice batting with, someone like Mitch's experience in a situation like that. I think, he calmed it down there. Yeah, looking up and seeing yourself 2 off 10 was a little bit nervy, but yeah, we just trusted that, we could make it up at that back end, and yeah, some great striking from Mitch there to get us to a total. Not too bad from yourself as well. Talk us through your footwork. It was particularly proactive out there in the middle. Yeah, I think, as I said, I probably struggled to start with, and then, kind of found out there I had to be a bit more proactive, especially against the spin there. Yeah, they were bowling some great stuff in the middle and putting us under pressure, so had to adjust something. Your job's not done yet. You get a chance with the ball as well. So what do you think you can get out of the surface tonight? Yeah, I think they'll learn a lot from the way that the Sri Lankan spinners bowled. I think when they bowled, over the ball, they could get some response out of the wicket and set some good fields. And I think, the way that they field in that top 10 goes a long way. So boys are going to have to be on today, and hopefully we can go about defending the total. Yeah, I'm sure you're feeling good about the total, but how about this crowd here at the Premadasta? They were pretty loud, I bet, out in the middle. Yeah, pretty special to play in front of home Sri Lankan crowd here in Colombo. Pretty special memories, and yeah, hopefully we can silence them early. Well, we'll see about that, but best of luck. Well done out there. Thank you very much.
Yep, he played very well, and for that reason and that last partnership, Sri Lanka have got a big target in front of them all of a sudden on this surface. They need 169. The added pressure is they've got to get it, otherwise this World Cup is over for them. As a host nation, that is huge.
Massive game coming up. It's the home side, Sri Lanka, taking on New Zealand. Oh, it would have been a beauty. He dropped the first one, he catches the second one. He's flicked it down to Wolf, and it's taken. That is a very big hit. Phillips gone. Brilliant from Chamira. Tishana gets another one. Hands in the air. Ball again. It's gone over long on with sweet timing.
It's great to be connected on a plane, but not all the time.
With Princess Cruises, a world of endless possibilities awaits. For all who love to discover and connect with the true spirit of a destination, who immerse in the vibrant colours and captivating cultures, and savour the distinctive flavours behind every dish, to create truly enriching memories that last a lifetime. This is more than a cruise. This is Princess Cruises.
British Gas. Taking care of things.
Hello, it's Ben from Verisure. There's someone trying to break into your property.
What? I was asleep. Oh, yeah, the alarm's gone off.
Yes, I've got him on camera now. He's by the front door.
Where? Oh, my goodness. Oh, now my son's away.
So my colleague is on with the police as we speak.
What should I do?
Okay, just stay put. The police are already en route.
Thank you so much.
The intruder fled and was caught by police. Last year, we intervened in 4,493 emergencies in the UK. Be safer. Be sure. Very sure.
Just going for a break.
Oh, hey, just the man I'm just going for a break.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
But life still goes on.
I'm gonna go to college having never had a girlfriend.
Hey, what about Erin? Maybe she's sick of guys with lots of confidence and chiseled jaws.
I'm the same loser I was the day I walked in here.
That's what growing up's all about. Making mistakes and letting your mother fix it.
No more mistakes for us.
Susan Bennett, possession of marijuana.
Dong dong.
Stop doing that.
It's a courtroom, Blair. I have to. It's the law. And order.
Ted Season 2. All episodes available on the 6th of March.
The stunning island of Sri Lanka, sights and colours of Colombo. They host this evening to Super 8 contest between the host nation, Sri Lanka, and New Zealand. Must-win time for these men, women and fans of Sri Lankan cricket. The team about to take the park to try and chase down New Zealand's 168, so 169 required. Fantastic evening here. Full house in the Premadasa Stadium. The Super 8 contest in Group 2. New Zealand with 1 point, Sri Lanka without a point so far. England have qualified, so just one spot up for grabs. New Zealand, Pakistan and Sri Lanka looking for that single spot. Sri Lanka, if they get up tonight, keep their hopes alive and make it a little more difficult for New Zealand and Pakistan. Won't bother them at the moment. Sri Lanka, it'll be all about 2 points. New Zealand with a late surge, Sri Lankan opening batters. Athum Nisanka. Sri Lankan opening batters. Athum Nisanka. Right of... This is against Australia. Athum Nisanka took them to the sword all around. Kelly, something similar from that man. Something similar from that man. Rely